Life is full of work and stress. Parenting can be a mess. Being a woman is hard enough without adding on this extra stuff. We'll cover topics of every kind. Helpful resources we will find. We'll even drink a bottle of wine. Join us. It will be a real good time. Hi, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Nikki.
And welcome to Working Mom's Wine, where we drink a bottle of wine.
And whine about life and try to improve yours.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Nikki found today's wine.
I did. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. We're recording this on Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And so there is a veteran-owned, family-run business that we got our wine from.
Yes.
Even though by the time you are actually watching or listening to this, it will no longer be Veterans Day. Or probably close.
So I was at the local Schnucks, and they were doing samples, I guess because today is Veterans Day. And so I thought, what better day to try a veteran-owned wine? So today we're having the 2020 Willamette Valley Pinot Noir. It's from the Lujon Winery. I'm not sure how they say it, but it's Lujon.
COVID vintage.
There's no COVID in the making of this wine.
No, but it's from 2020.
It is a blend of 4 grape clones that combine to produce a wonderfully balanced wine with notes of ripe cherry and raspberry on the nose. Layers of fruit, earth and minerals, and soft, leathery tannins combine to produce a round wine with an impeccable, lingering finish.
It does have a lingering finish. I wondered if it was like a spiced wine at first.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. I like it.
Pinot Noir is kind of like my second kind of go-to after Cabernet. Or sometimes I'll rotate them just because I don't want all the same thing all the time. And it's always a little when I'm drinking Cabernet for a long time and then I have a Pinot, I always feel like it's like a watered down Cabernet a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so I'm drinking this and I'm like, it feels a little
because it's lighter.
Thinner. Yeah. I was like, what's the opposite of thick? It's been a long day, guys.
It has been a long day. Kids make every day a long day.
They do. They do. Well, in good ways and bad ways. So.
Today we're going to whine about cleaning. As the holidays continue to approach, we figured that was an appropriate topic. So
it is. There's so much to whine about cleaning. So much to
whine about.
And even though you have some cleaning tasks that are more favorable than others, or ones that you enjoy more than others, they all stink when it comes down to it. So
you know why you should have had more kids? I have a couple that can help me with all the laundry now. It's great. And Eliana cleans the bathrooms. She does a pretty good job, too.
That's good.
Yeah. So, it helps.
Unfortunately, I have not involved my daughter in chores as much as I probably should have at this point. She helps me when she wants to. It's like if I'm Windexing, sometimes that interests her, that kind of thing. But I haven't really done much as far as making her participate.
I think at her age, though, that's fair. Like, I don't make Silas do as much.
That's true. She is still, like, just 6.
Just clean your room, make your bed.
Yeah, we do have
make your bed.
we do have a magnet chore chart thing that I made where she has the tasks. Really, it's what to do to get ready for school in the morning. Brush your hair, brush your teeth, get dressed, put your dirty clothes in the hamper.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was having her pick up 5 things in your room and put them away. But when school started, that went away pretty fast. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think chore charts is another good thing to cover in this episode since it's related. Mm-hmm. I started with the magnetic, and I had a felt one too because I have too many kids for just one chore chart. So yeah, we had both of those hanging up. And it is funny how many of the chores are actually just, well, this is a daily task, but we're going to call it a chore at your age so that it gets done and you can tick it off.
But like, oh, a shower, chore done.
Right.
Homework,
Right.
chore done.
Yep.
I mean,
Bath.
homework's a
A
chore.
bath is on ours too.
Yeah. Yep. Brushing teeth. Silas feeds and waters the dog. That's a good one.
That is a good one. I can't do that though. Mine are complicated.
Yours
My
are messy.
dogs.
Yeah. Their Facebook status would be, it's complicated.
It would. And loud. It's
And loud.
complicated and loud.
So we moved on to laminated chore charts. I thought I was being a genius because first I did the wall chart like we did when we were kids. And boy, did I realize quickly I didn't want to have to redraw that thing every other month. Or sooner than that, really. So I got on Canva and I found a template that was free. And I started filling out, and I color-coded them. Like, this color is morning chores. And then you can have your afternoon to do whatever if you're not in school. And then there's a separate evening chore section. So if they were on electronics for a lot of the day, they were forced to get off, eat dinner, do their evening chores before they get back on.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works. So the summer chores looked a little different from the winter ones, but I did ask a lady in the office to laminate them so that they can use, not Sharpie, but the dry erase markers, and then we can reset it every week. So that's what we've been doing. We post it up on the fridge. And I thought, this will be great. They can go to their chore chart. They can see what they have left to do. They don't have to come to me and ask or, only do a couple of things and then forget about the rest. That was apparently like a wild fantasy of some kind because they still don't, they'll be like, yeah, my chores are done. And I go look and I'm like, I can see from here that your bed is not made. What are you talking about? Did you check it off? Oh, let me go check it off and see. And then it's like, there's 3 things they haven't done. So
sneaky.
I know. So I do still have to get on them and be like, okay, you clearly didn't do these. Go do them. But at least they can go check the list.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what kind of created Ari's was in the morning. Even though we would do the same steps every morning, she would come to me and say, okay, I brushed my hair, now what? Okay, I got dressed, now what? And I had to tell her each thing, and it was tedious. And I'm also working at the same time. I log into work at 7 a.m. and I don't take her to school until 8:30. So I let her sleep till 7:30, and then I wake her up and make her kind of start getting ready. But all the while, like, I'm on my computer checking cases, making phone calls, and she'll come in and talk to me when I'm on the phone with somebody, which is not okay. It's a big no. She's not supposed to come in the room when I'm on the phone or when the door's shut. But you know how well kids listen. So, my company has been very gracious about that since COVID forward, when everyone had to move home and everyone had to realize what a struggle that could be at times.
Yep.
So it's been nice that hasn't been, back in the day, it would make me terrified if there was some noise that shouldn't be there, because my calls are recorded and they're listened to for reviews, for everything. And I was just terrified of getting caught having something on the phone that shouldn't be on the phone. My dog's barking, a kid walking in, whatever. So,
especially since companies can be so unreasonable about things.
They can be. But also mine is very strict about it because it's medical information.
Yeah.
Privacy, all of that. So it makes sense.
You can't have your dog overhear it.
Well, my dogs are loudmouths, so.
That's true. They're probably like Lady in the Tramp style. Listen what I heard today on my mom's call. All the dogs know your HIPAA business.
They do. Oh, God.
What did they call that? Putting out was it the Bark Patrol?
No, it's
that was
something.
101 Dalmatians. I'm looking it up.
Activate the something. I don't know. I haven't watched that one enough. Because it didn't have princesses in it, so wasn't my jam for a long time.
The Twilight Bark.
Yes, the Twilight Bark. Oh, but
that's so funny.
It was,
they're
very
Twilight
stressful.
barking your HIPAA business all over
town. From shore to shore. So, yes, part of my chore chart creation was to give her a place to look at what was left. And we also made it, she was having trouble transitioning between nights that she spent at my house versus Dan's house, even though she wakes up at my house almost every single day, goes to bed at my house almost every single day. Knowing where she was going to be in the afternoon was throwing her for a loop for a while. She was having some outbursts and things like that. So I made the chart, and it's just like I took a baking sheet because I'm cheap. And I went online and printed out pictures of each of her tasks, and a picture of her with her dad, a picture of her with me, and a picture of grandma and grandpa, because she was doing daycare there when I first made this. And I cut out each one and laminated it, put a little magnet on the back, and then I took a small dry erase marker magnet thing that you can put on your fridge that has Monday through I don't know if it had the weekends on it or not, but yeah, it does. It has Sunday to Saturday. And so we put all the chores that haven't been done on one side. And then throughout the week, there was the picture on the day of who she would be with that evening. So in the morning, when she showed me all of her chores were done, I would show her, okay, today is Tuesday, and that means it's a daddy day. So he'll be picking you up from grandma's house, and then I'll come get you.
That's a good idea.
And then she kind of had a visual for where everything was and who she'd be where with, when, whatever. So it worked really well. It was good. She enjoyed it, and then I don't know.
We'll market one and sell it later. No,
that's right. I'm not hand making them though.
Yeah, we'll outsource that.
And then I had to make a second one for her dad's house because she needed the same thing in both places. I knew he wasn't going to do it, so.
Oh my gosh!
So I made a second one and said, "Here, please use this so that she has consistency."
Yeah, consistency is key in a lot of things.
Yeah.
How do you feel it is trying to balance chores with work with running child around?
Horrible.
What's the thing you think you get done the least?
Mopping, sweeping, mopping, even vacuuming. I do a lot of carpet shampooing.
Because I don't think I've shampooed my carpets once.
My dogs are jerks, and they pee anywhere and everywhere whenever they want. I
need to shampoo mine.
Part of it is poor enforcement of potty training, but the other part is that they're super old and they're just in that point where they can't hold it. And so if I don't immediately notice they need to go out, they are just going wherever they are.
Yeah.
So right now I have two different setups in my home where two areas, one downstairs and one upstairs, is baby gated off and covered in rewashable pee pads, so I could just throw them in the washing machine and not have to shampoo my carpet constantly anymore. But I was shampooing my carpet over and over and over and over and over for a long time before I got fed up.
Multiple times a day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would shampoo it. I would go upstairs. I'd come back and there was a pee spot in the same spot. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You're not cleaning that, Mom.
And I just have this fear that my house smells like dog pee, but what are you going to do?
I think the area that we suffer in the most is the bathrooms. I used to be really good about making sure they got cleaned at least once a week.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't get cleaned nearly enough. I do clean the half bath downstairs because that's the one that guests will use when they come over. And I do find myself cleaning Ari's more because I'll be in there running her bath or making sure she washes her hair, and I just wipe down the sink or clean the toilet real quick. So, but nothing is getting thoroughly done consistently except dishes. Lots and lots of dishes.
Yeah.
But
do you ever get to spring clean?
No. I've never done
me either.
Cleaning.
I don't. The baseboards are suffering.
I have recently done my baseboards in a couple places, but it's because major cracks developed in my bathrooms, like along the tubs and stuff, and I had to recaulk everything.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn how to do that.
Is that from like
Thank
some
you,
of the foundation stuff going on?
Well, it's that and just wear and tear. Apparently you have to do it. You're supposed to look at doing it like every other year or once a year or something. You're supposed to examine it, but basically I just noticed all the cracks and I was like, okay. And then one day I just said, I'm going to do this. And I went online and bought all the tools. Thank you, Amazon. Shipped to my house, watched a YouTube video. I got it done in all of the bathrooms and the kitchen. It's not pretty. It's not professional by any means. But it has sealed the cracks. So I'm just going to call it good.
There you go.
But while I was down there digging stuff up, the old stuff before you put the new stuff down, I did wipe down baseboards and things. So
Yeah.
my house is looking cleaner than ever.
That's the thing. Like, I get into my shower every day.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, I need to like bleach this and stuff. And I don't. And there's like, I can see it from here. There's gatherings of dust on the floor that I need to like get down with a toothbrush military style and scrub out.
So I learned on a TikTok from a cleaning lady, and I did this in my shower. It helps me. The inside of my shower is clean because I dye my hair. I do the pink part myself. You can barely see it anymore. I do the pink part myself, and it stains my shower every single time. Doesn't matter how careful I am. Something somewhere gets speckled pink. So I have bleach in my shower.
Pink.
But the TikTok lady showed me to get one of those sink dish brushes where you could put the soap in the handle.
Oh yeah.
But you put your cleaning product in there, whether it's bleach or whatever, and then you can squirt it and just scrub the one spot really quick.
Huh.
So now I
Wait, while you're showering?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
I mean, it's not like you're coating the whole shower in bleach at once. You don't have to do it while you're showering. But I do because I have to stand there for 20 minutes while the dye sits on my hair.
Oh.
And so I get all the spots that I've noticed I dripped all over the place as I put onto my hair.
Yeah, I should try that sometime. I could definitely stand to do that.
But not everyone uses bleach. She was putting Dawn dish soap in hers.
Yes.
And just scrubbing. Sorry.
I will say, pro tip that I've also heard from our uncle who owns a cleaning business. Dawn and warm water gets out just about anything. And I have tried it on a lot of different things. Like, you'll hear a story later in a future episode about my living room getting a little dirty. And I used Dawn and warm water and it worked splendidly.
I wonder if I could put that into my carpet shampooer.
I would at least try
instead
it.
of the cleaning solution.
I'm pretty sure someone I talked to actually suggested that because I was like, I need a carpet cleaner. Yeah. It does really get a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's
right now I have
it's like Windex. It fixes everything.
It fixes everything. Right now
if you don't know that reference, you're too young. Go away.
Oh my. Actually, that might be a fresh reference now because they just put out the third movie or whatever.
That's true.
I don't know if it carries through in theme because I didn't watch beyond the first one, but
I'm pretty sure I watched this. Yeah, I watched the second one.
Did you?
I haven't watched the last one though.
I think I started the second one, but I just wasn't into it anymore. Wasn't doing it for me.
Sequels rarely live up to
the initial magic.
Right. Oh my gosh. I think another thing that really bothers me is, for whatever reason, the previous tenant or the person who made this house, I don't know, put wallpaper in the bathroom.
Mm.
And as you can guess, the steam from the shower has done things to that wallpaper. And now it's it's peeling up enough that when we had an ant problem, I could see all the ants marching along the wall underneath the wallpaper.
Yeah.
The ants are gone. But
marching one by one.
It's also not enough that I've been motivated to do anything about it. But I need to scrape it all off and paint it or hire someone.
Yeah.
But
just let the next person do it.
That's the thing. That is literally sometimes the decision you have to make. And this could be another thing we cover in the future. Some things are worth spending the money on before you list your house, and some things are not. Yeah. Like, if I was going to stay here, I would probably just remodel the bathroom. I've talked about doing it before. But if we're leaving, I don't want to spend the money on a remodel and then sell it because I'm going to ultimately lose money doing that. But
yeah, that makes sense. I think when we sold our house, we really just cleaned and painted. Mm-hmm. But we painted because I had chosen some not typical colors for some of our walls. Our living room was kind of like a buttery yellow, which was nice, but then we had a what do you call it? Highlight wall?
Accent wall.
Accent wall. And it was like Mountain Dew green. And I loved it.
Now, was it that way when you moved in?
No.
Okay.
It was all white.
This wall is almost Mountain Dew green. And it was like that And this wall is yellow, I think.
Yeah.
Or cream.
Yeah, it was all white cream when we moved in, and I think we waited several years to paint anything also.
Yeah.
And then I painted my office a really bright aqua kind of blue. And we had painted, well, we left the nursery. The nursery was super cute. Oh, I was so sad to give up that nursery. Worked so hard to plan it, and my friends came over and helped me paint it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I made Dan hang, what's that, the chair railing thing around the middle. Oh, it was so cute.
Yeah.
What can you do?
That's how I feel. Brandon did a really good job painting Eliana's nursery in our old house, and I was like, oh, this is such a cute room to just leave.
It's hard to leave.
We also have an interesting accent wall. It is cranberry?
Yeah.
It's a deep dark red. And I, when we were looking at this house to buy it, loved it because I'm a big Christmas person, and I was like, this will be perfect.
This will be great.
And now all I can think is, what if they are like, that wall is killing the vibe? So I don't know whether to paint it or to just...
I think the decision is, do you want to paint everything or do you want to just leave it as is? And I always say, I've done this once. If you don't have anything that's like your realtor walks through and is like, ooh, that might be an issue, leave it.
Yeah.
Don't do any more than you have to, because they're going to give you a full list of stuff they want you to do anyway.
Yeah.
Although these days they don't even do that much because people are so desperate to just like close and be done.
Yeah, the market can make
awful.
A big difference on it.
Yeah.
I will say our realtor's very good about being like, this is something you should probably take care of. This is something you don't need to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
And even when we're looking at houses,
do the bare minimum.
Yeah. When we're looking at houses, it's a good perspective of maybe that shouldn't matter to you as much as it does because you can easily change it once you move it.
Right.
Stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I know you probably don't have to face this as much, and I don't face it a lot. But holiday cleaning before people come over.
Yeah.
You've had to probably do that when we came over for the Super Bowl and stuff, which is a different kind of holiday.
Yeah, we did a Super Bowl on July 4th, I think, but that was really about it. Oh, and we had one of Ari's birthday parties.
I was going to say, anytime a kid has a birthday, same thing. I don't have to clean. I mean, like, sometimes you guys will come here for Thanksgiving. We usually go to Mom's for Christmas. Sometimes we go to Mom's for Thanksgiving, too. Easter, I would say that's... Did you guys come over for Easter, or...
We did
do that
here.
at Mom's?
We did here once.
Okay.
Oh, that was last year, because remember the glass?
The glass.
And the grass.
You want a cleaning situation. There was storms.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, there was storms way earlier in the year than usual. And
we live in, like, Tornado Valley area. So.
Yeah, and it got pretty strong-winded.
It did.
And I had a table outside with a glass top, and it fell over, and the glass shattered all into the grass. And it's like, oh, we're supposed to be hunting Easter eggs in, like, 2 days. So how are we going to do this?
A 2-year-old digging in the grass with hands.
And who knows, like, how far... Like, glass doesn't just, like, nicely clump for you. It's going to be all over the...
It was a huge storm blowing everywhere.
Yeah, the dog goes out there to potty, so we had to deal with that whole mess. I think we ended up taking your shop back out there. Like, we got an extension cord and just...
tried to suck up what we could see. And told kids to wear shoes.
Right, yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
But, so... And this might also have to do with back when I was able to clean more regularly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would have cleaned something, or here's what I will do. I will be like, okay, the whole entire week before this event, we are going to just put certain things on certain days of the week. And if I feel like it's something that could get messed up enough before the weekend, it goes further down. So, like...
That is the problem.
Yeah, it is the problem. So, big cleaning tasks happen closer to the beginning of the week. Like, we have to do a major pickup of the living room, whatever, things like that. Sweeping and mopping, I kind of do a little earlier. Bathrooms, I do a little closer to the date, things like that. So I'll think,
okay,
what is the entirety of everything that we have to get done? And what is the very last day I can do it on and still have time to do it? And I would do it that way. And then, like, the night before the event, I would usually be up a little extra late doing any last minute stuff. So if
Okay.
you have major pickups of toys at the beginning of the week, the kids just know, unless they're 3 years old, that they can't touch anything I have put up on a dresser or away in a closet until the event has gone on long enough that all of the family has arrived and seen my clean house and known that I
Seen
did
the
put effort
evidence.
into it, and then they can wreck it all they want. And then with Jack, we're just like, okay, at the end of every night, we're going to clean up any toys that he's drug out that specific day.
Yeah.
So that works pretty well. There are times where I have said to Brandon, like, I feel like, the bathroom is going to need to be cleaned. Like, we've already cleaned it recently, but there's like toothpaste in the sink or whatever. Some of the things we'll spot clean before, and some of the times we'll be like, you know what, we're going to have the event and then clean it after, because you also have all these people coming through your house. Not
Yeah,
that
that's the
you
thing, you
guys
do
are
all this-
extra germy.
all this prep
but-
cleaning, and then you feel like you got to clean again because everybody's been touching all your stuff.
Yeah. Or like everybody has been touching things in general, even if it's your own children.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's sometimes I'll find myself thinking I have to clean it afterwards too. So I think that's what I started doing with the sweeping and mopping, was if there was anything like big, I spot cleaned it. And then I waited until after the event, after all the food had been dropped on the floor and whatever else, and then full sweep and mopped it. But no one's noticed yet, I don't think. But that is one of the things I like about, like, how we go to Brandon's side of the family and they don't usually come out to us because they're all clumped together and it makes more sense for us to just travel out there.
Mhm.
I also don't have to worry about cleaning my house for them. So,
That's nice.
yeah.
Silver lining, right?
Mhm. What else do we want to whine about cleaning?
I don't know how single moms do it when they don't work from home. If I didn't work
True.
from home, I would never get any cleaning done.
That's like literally the majority of my struggle, is because I come home, not that I'm a single mom, but
Well,
the majority of the struggle as a mom trying to clean in general,
Yes.
and I have the help of a partner, is coming home and then it's like, yeah, you might get to clean a little bit, but you also have to run the kids through their evening stuff and get them into bed on time. Yeah, and
chores.
homework can take so long if they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
So-
looking forward to that, guys.
Yeah.
All my kid does right now is trace letters on a paper. Thank God.
I feel like sometimes I have to take PTO
Mm-hmm.
to get the chores done. That shouldn't be how life is.
No, it shouldn't.
But
Work-life balance in America is not good.
yeah, so I guess, like any other thing, maybe it just comes down to prioritizing it.
Yeah.
Like if you have a fluctuating income, for instance, you're supposed to prioritize the things in your budget: house, utilities, food, and then your bills. Maybe it's just, all right, bathrooms, kitchen. If we sweep and mop, we're lucky.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what you do. You kind of pick what's the most important to you. And, laundry and
laundry.
the kitchen are my two. I always make sure the dishes are done before I go to bed, or there's maybe one or two in the sink, but that's it. And then I do them in the morning when I'm making my coffee. I never let it sit longer than that, because the second you let it sit, boom.
Yep.
But that only works for me because it's just me and Ari. I don't have, like, you've got 6 people of dishes at every meal.
Well,
like, that's a lot.
yes,
I
but
would
I also
imagine you'd
have
have to do
kids
it a lot more
that
than
are
me.
old enough that
That's
they can
true.
pitch in if I need them.
That's
to.
true. Some of them can, like, rinse their own dishes and that kind of thing.
Which, to be fair, dishes is probably the thing I slack on with them. Like, as long as they take it to the sink, I'm like, okay, fine. And I really should be like, this is how you put it in a dishwasher, and you gotta wash some of the crap off. And
Yeah. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I know. I feel like that's what the summer is for. Like, during the school year, you get done what you can done. Wow.
Cheers.
During the school year, you get done what you can get done. Homework, we do Bible devotions, pajamas, teeth, and then if they have time to, like, if Silas and Anna have time to practice dance, they do, things like that. But during the summer, I can be like, okay, once a week you're going to help me cook, and you're going to pick the meal, and here, we're going to learn how to do a new chore. Like, during the summer, I make them fold the clothes. During the winter or school year, I fold the clothes. I just make sure that they get them in and out of the washer and dryer.
Yeah.
So it depends on how much time we have to. But.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep the dishes up. I keep the pee pads clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I spend most of my time doing. And then once a week I'll do
Your
a
poor
human
special
load of
needs
laundry. So I probably do at least a load a day of pee pads.
I think we can both agree that if there are any mamas feeling like they're drowning in chores, that our advice is to give yourself some grace and just do what you can do and make sure that you still make time for yourself, because you can't support others if you aren't supporting yourself.
It's true. The analogy we like to use in therapy is the water pitcher. You want to water everyone else, fill their cups all around you, all these people you're taking care of. But if you aren't refilling that vase with water, or that pitcher, you're pouring, you're tipping, nothing else is coming out, you drop and break, you shatter everywhere, and then you can't help anybody. You have to be sure that you sit back up and fill with water before you continue dumping it on everybody else.
And I know Brandon's going to eventually listen to this, and he's going to laugh, because I'm that person that just pours and pours.
Me too.
And he tells me, like, all the time, take a break. I've been better about it lately. One of our games had an update, like a new version of it. The graphics are much better.
Yeah.
And so I'll try to hop on for a little bit every night. But I did literally have a moment last night where I was just like, there's so much stuff to do around here and I have to do it all. And then before I knew it, I was tired and going to bed. And he's like, some of this stuff really could have waited until tomorrow. And he's right. You didn't hear that here. I'm always right. But every once in a while, when the moon is full, Brandon gets to be right about something. I was going to go somewhere else with that, and I forgot what else I was going to say. But
yeah,
I feel you there.
It's been a day. And then you have a day like, a Saturday where you think you're going to get to sleep in.
Nope.
And your dogs wake you up at 6:45 with runny mess all over the floor. So
even if I didn't have something to do on a Saturday morning, the kids get up too early. I know Ari sleeps in.
Won't.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Lucas now sleeps in. Eliana will. Silas will. Jack does not. Eliana used to be an early riser too, though.
Yeah.
But most times I have to get myself. I don't have to work in the morning on Saturdays. We do work a job where both of us have to work a weekend day. So I take Saturdays and he takes Sundays. But yeah, the reason I do mornings is in case we want to do something later or game with our friends in the evening.
Yeah.
Or also it's just generally a better time to call is in the morning versus the evening on a Saturday. Sometimes Saturday evenings have been picking up lately. But so I'll go in and just get my time over with and come back. But then sometimes during the holidays, I'll pick up a few vendor shows, things like that to make some side money. So like today I was at a high school from 7 to 4:30ish, setting up, doing the show, breaking it down.
Mm-hmm.
Eliana chattering in my ear the whole time. She's a good helper, but she has a lot to say.
Ari's hitting that stage too where she's just constantly chatting and she wants interaction and feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I get.
As part of their development.
Yeah. I get it, and I try really hard to give that back, but I do hit a limit eventually, and I'm like, kid, you gotta give me a little space.
We are both too introverted for our extroverted daughters.
I'm like, okay, now it's quiet time. You go watch your videos on your bed, and I'll watch my videos on my bed. We'll talk to each other.
Mommy needs to recharge.
She's dropping in on Alexa every 2 minutes. Can you bring me this? I'm like, oh. She'll drop in and say, I was just watching this video, and this person's screen name is this, and I want to add them to my list of videos I can watch. And then she starts telling me all about the video. I'm like, if I wanted to watch the video, I would watch the video. I don't need you to describe it step by step for me. Mm-hmm. Bless her. She's just so excited. And you try so hard to to buy in and not shut them down and make them feel icky about it or make them feel like they shouldn't or can't share with you. It's like, at some point, like, if there were just another soul in this house she could say that statement to, it would be great.
Uh-huh.
But I'm always like, hey, why don't you call your cousins on your iPad and play Roblox?
Yes, I like that too.
Mommy needs a breath.
Well, should we do rapid fire questions or do we have more cleaning stuff to talk about?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I wish I made enough money to pay someone else to do some stuff.
Oh, yep. I'm glad you said that because I was definitely thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, don't just tell me to hire a cleaner because it's expensive. And when I
It's
can,
very
I
expensive.
do. Like,
And they deserve good pay. I
Yes.
do believe that. I just
Yes.
can't afford it.
That's
so
the thing.
I
Like,
don't do it.
we already have kids to deal with. And let's be honest, we're Americans. We all have debt to deal with
We do.
because we got into debt up to here.
Yep.
So while we're working on that and trying to feed ourselves,
And don't
while
tell me to
groceries
get a
keep
better
going
paying
up.
job because I have an excellent paying job. I'm
Mhm.
just on a single income. Okay. One person bringing in money. And I already work a side hustle and I get paid really well at that too. So if there were any more space in my life to work another job, I already make good money at the ones I work at.
Yeah, so I will say once or twice a year, I probably have the pleasure of just do it gently, yeah. Of having the ability to hire someone to come in for a couple of hours and hit the hot spots in my home, and then the rest of it I just do as I can. If you're ever thinking of a great Christmas gift for people, buy them some cleaning services.
Gift certificates to cleaning services.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. Merry Christmas. Here's some merry maids.
Yes. I watch a lady on TikTok who, well, two now, I guess, that do it. They send out their laundry, and it's glorious. They just bag it all up, and the service picks it up, washes it, dries it, folds it, and returns it in the bags, and all they have to do is put it away. And I'm like, that is beautiful. And they said, we recognize this is not something most people can afford, and that we are very privileged here. But we are also here to say, if you have the money to spend on that, don't feel guilty doing it.
Yeah.
Because no one was built to do it all. And we live in this culture that forces us to try to do it all.
Yes.
And feel bad while we're drowning. So
that is the biggest thing. And I feel like especially as a woman.
Yeah.
Because you are expected to have a career. Or, depending on the camp, not.
Mm-hmm.
Some people expect you to be contributing as a mom only. Some people expect you to contribute financially and as a mom. Mm-hmm. And then you have to add on the cleaning and the cooking and what running.
We're getting into the mental load stuff.
Yeah. So it is. You are expected to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, feminism. Oh, women's rights. You want to have it all? Take it. Take it all.
Pretty much.
And I'm like, no, that also means that while I am gaining some things, I am giving some things up.
Yeah.
And you are also giving some things up and gaining some of the responsibilities you didn't have before.
Which, if I recall correctly, you have recommended a book on our Amazon affiliate page that deals with this subject.
I have. It's called Fair Play. It's a beautiful book, and there's also a documentary. There's a whole website. There's a game you can order and play. This woman was, I'm trying to remember the exact details, but she was like, I want to say like a high-powered CEO in some company, and she took maternity leave to have a kid, and she had to come back pretty quickly and had this whole experience where she was driving in the car on her way to work one morning, pumping at the same time, had to pull over to deal with some work thing on her phone and just had a breakdown about it and was like, why is this all on me?
Yeah.
What is happening? And she really did a lot of really good research into fair play and mental load and how to take a marriage maybe that isn't experiencing fair play and have those conversations and make those changes and even out the playing field a little bit.
That's where I feel like I'm really lucky with Brandon is he's like totally willing to jump in and help out with whatever.
Yeah.
So I got lucky. I'm going to make him blush on air.
I'd say as a working mom, that's probably the most intense part of life, is trying to be a career person, be in the room, be good at what you do, having taken on mountains of debt to learn how to do that. Not that guys don't. I understand that's not a gender thing, but you know, working really hard to earn and keep your place in the room at the table and balance everything else is really difficult. And then I think to top it off, when you don't have a partner that is playing fair or there at all, it's difficult. It's a lot mentally, emotionally, physically, and you're always dropping the ball somewhere. And that sucks. That sucks. Especially when you're like a type A perfectionist kind of person.
You
like
just
myself.
rotate where you're dropping it.
Exactly. So like, okay, housework isn't happening this week. All right. But next week, I'm going to be worse at my job so that I can run around and do some housework and catch back up.
Or one week it's going to be all fast food.
Yes, the next week, I'm not going to play with my kid at all. I'm not going to take her to any events. I'm not going to cook home food for her. But I am going to work really well and keep my house clean. It's like, oh. And then on top of that, the scheduling all the appointments and the doctors and the signing up for sports and plays and all the things. And then right now, holiday time, you're adding like Christmas shopping and wrapping and decorating and, all the events that come along with that I love so much and don't want to miss out on. So other things will get dropped. Yeah. And it's like, it'd just be nice to be winning for once. I just want to be winning.
I want to win it all. We had, I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head, a speaker come and talk at a work event. And near the end, she showed this video. And it's one of those videos where like people hold up the signs while they play sappy music and you cry.
Yes.
And a couple of them really spoke to the whole working parent thing. And there was like a guy who held up a sign that was like, I wish people would recognize that I'm a parent as much as I am a good employee. And there was a lady who held up a sign that was like, I wish I didn't feel judged every time I had to leave work to take care of a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel like that, like, oh, I forgot my kid has this doctor appointment, or somebody's sick and I have to miss 3 days, even though I have a trainee, things like that.
Yeah.
And no one, to be fair, at my job has judged me even once on those things, because I have a great job full of great people, but you still feel that.
Yeah.
Like, what if they do?
Yeah. You worry about it. You're afraid of it, especially when you depend on the income and you're like, oh, I know that while they're being nice right now, they could very much write me up and fire me for things like this. Yeah. So it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And then there's, I spend all of my breaks in the day, I combine them into 2 sections so I can drive my child to school and pick her up. So during the day, I don't have breaks. I don't have a lunch break. I don't have a decompress break. Now I am blessed to currently have management and coworkers who are lovely and supportive and have never made me feel for even a second that I can't say I need to step away for a minute.
Yeah.
So I've been surviving. But that's what it is. It's surviving and not thriving.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's a lot.
And don't tell me to put my kid on the bus. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, the schedule won't allow for it. And the bus schedule is terrible.
Well,
they're
and
always shorthanded. And
the things my kids hear on the bus, be glad she's not on the bus. Their vocabulary and worldview has expanded greatly in ways I don't appreciate. They're like, so-and-so said blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, all right, guys. This is the part where working moms whine about rapid fire questions. And really, it's just me whining because I feel like my answers suck. So.
Okay, so I found one I like already.
Okay.
But I don't know that you'll have an answer for this in reality, but just answer it as if you did enjoy this activity.
Oh, God.
What's your favorite karaoke song?
Oh.
You probably don't karaoke at all.
I don't karaoke because it would require singing in front of people. But I do recognize that I have a decent voice, and I love to belt it out in my car and in the shower. So, think of what are the songs I like to. Prisoner by Miley Cyrus. I really like that one right now. My daughter's obsessed with Blank Space by Taylor Swift, so
Nice.
we built that one out a lot. Lots of Disney songs. The Beauty and the Beast soundtrack for the live action movie. The soundtrack for The Greatest Showman. I mean, those are like, that's a wide view of my
Nice.
my choices. But yeah, if I sang karaoke, it'd probably be one of those songs because I know I could do it without sounding ridiculous.
I used to do a lot of Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer when I was younger.
It's classic.
Yeah. I would say recently it's been Shinedown, Monsters. I like doing the rock songs now that you can like YouTube anything and then hook it up to the karaoke machine. It's a lot of fun.
There's this one song that I really enjoy. I had this incredible friend, Emily, who in previous stages of my life has made me glorious mixtapes. They're mix CDs, but you know what I mean. About topics in my life.
Do they know what I mean? What we mean with mixtapes?
If you don't, you're not old enough again. So
bye. You've been age gated.
But yeah, she would make these wonderful mixes, and all of the songs were just so focused on that topic, that time of life, whatever it might be. Like there's a time I was really stuck in a terrible job with a really mean boss, and I didn't want to go to work anymore, and she made a kick-ass mix that like fires you up and gets you all like, I'm gonna conquer this. And then when I got divorced, she made me a divorce mix, and on that mix was July, sung by Noah Cyrus, if I'm remembering that right, her sister, Miley's sister. And it's the acoustic version. Well, it's not fully acoustic, but it's not the craziness that she performs when she's on TV and sings the song. It's totally different. So I just want to put that out there. But that song, I can belt out that song and I love it. And it holds special meaning to me, some of the lyrics. So.
Yeah, that's always important.
Yeah. I'm always a big lyrics gal.
Yeah, I am very into the lyrics.
Yeah. It's important. It makes you feel all the feels. And therapist bonus, when you sing or hum, you stimulate something called the vagus nerve, which reduces stress, anxiety, brings on the calming sensations in your body.
That explains a lot of my teenage singing.
Yeah, that's why singing makes you feel good. Soothes you.
Let's see. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Oh, no.
We're naming names. Just joking.
Well, I can't do that because I don't remember this guy's name. He didn't last past a date.
Oof.
And it was my first date back into the field not post-divorce, but post the long-term relationship I was in after that. So I had not done much dating at all. And I let someone convince me that I should be on the apps and seeking that in my life, even though I wasn't really in a place where I actually wanted to be doing that. But I was susceptible to peer pressure, and I got on the apps, and immediately, as always, got messaged by a bunch of people, and finally, reluctantly, set up a date. And I met this guy for drinks, and for the most part, he was fine. I mean, we had good conversation, but there were some, like, I don't know, I'm not good in the moment, but when I leave a situation and I look back at it later, I'm like, ooh, red flags. Whoa. And there was something he said, we were talking about, there was an age difference. I was older than him. And I said something about, like, does that bother you? Have you ever, dated older people? Because this was...
Nikki's a cougar.
This was a guy in his upper 20s, and I was in my mid-30s, and I was like, that's kind of different stages of life, Yeah. I have a kid. I've been divorced. You haven't ever been married. You don't have any children. Like, that's pretty different.
Yeah.
And I was like, does that make you nervous? Or what do you think about that? And he said that he was okay with it. It didn't bother him. In fact, he kind of liked it in a fetishy kind of way.
Oh boy.
And then he made some comment about how he would swing the other way too, like 17. And I don't know if my brain didn't register it when he said it, because I remember just like moving on. But later I was like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah. That's creepy.
And I just like, that's, yeah.
Wow.
How about you, sister?
Well, when I was a teenager, I worked at a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy that worked there that was interested in me. And I was getting ready to quit that job. I don't know if I was just getting a different job or what the deal was. I don't think it was close enough for it to be college. That was the reason. But so they all knew I was about to quit, and he bought me Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication CD. And I was like, dang, that's a pretty cool gift. All right, cool. And so I invited him to a Cardinals game as a date. And our dad was there. I feel like there was probably a fourth person involved. I don't even know.
You just had a chaperone?
No, because I usually...
Although I guess it's not really that...
Well, we usually either have 2 tickets or 4 tickets. I feel like there had to have been something else going on, but it's been so long, I don't remember. But Dad was definitely there. Maybe Mom. I don't know. And this guy. And he spent the entire time talking about one of the girls that was walking around selling things and her pooch in front of my father. And I'm just like, we are never dating again. Okay. Yeah. Like, we should be learning about each other. You should not be looking at this other woman and commenting on her stomach. No matter whether it's good comments or bad comments. You shouldn't be making bad comments anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, that was just, he didn't have any manners.
Yeah.
So, that was weird. Alright, last one. Best concert you've ever been to?
Well, I haven't been to many, not gonna lie. I'm not a big concert gal. It's a big crowd of people, it's loud, and it's usually somewhere I hate to drive. So, best concert.
Going to Carmen and launching over the seats in the Kiel Center before they tore it down.
Oh, God.
If you don't know who that is, Christian artist, Google it. It's hilarious.
That's an episode we should talk about.
Christian music?
Christian music, our upbringing, homeschooling, all that.
Yeah, we could cover all that. The good and the bad.
The good and the bad. I guess my favorite concerts would be going to what used to be called the Riverport Amphitheater with Emily.
What are you talking about? It still is Riverport.
I mean, that's what I call it.
I know. I don't even know what it is.
I can't keep up with what they're called anymore because it changes its name every 2 years. But, I went to see...
I remember when it was the UMB Bank Pavilion.
Yes. Verizon now, maybe? Verizon?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Who cares?
Anyway. Why am I blanking on this guy's last name? Is it Urban? Keith Urban? Is that the right last
Keith
name?
Urban.
Okay. Love his music. Love his whole vibe, attitude. And my friend Emily said, Keith Urban's coming to town. I'm going to go. You want to go? I was like, yeah. She's actually dragged me to most of the concerts I've been to. When she invited me to go see, oh God. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. It's a lady with like red orange hair, and she sings in kind of like a spooky voice. Oh, crap. Anyway, they were playing at the pageant, and and she was like, do you want to go? And I said, I don't know. I've never been to a secular concert. And she was like, a what? And then I had to explain that secular is anything not Christian.
For those of you that don't know.
I said, I don't know that I want to spend money like that on a concert because I don't know if I'll care. If I like it. I've never been. And she was like, oh my God.
And to be fair, I'm not sure if that's just...
I'm going to have to look that band up.
a term from our upbringing or if that is just like a general, because even when I was in college, you had secular music and sacred music. So basically anything not religious was secular.
Something in the Flo and the Hendersons are growing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yes, that's close.
Florence.
Florence.
And the Hendersons.
I was like, that's definitely close. I didn't know, I guess, her hair color. I should have, but
you know, it might not be that anymore. It just was back then.
and that's, I mean, depending.
But yeah, I enjoyed that, and she, you know, has invited me to several since. Dave Matthews Band is really big for her, so we've been to a couple of those. Not that I don't enjoy the music; it's okay. He's just not like someone I'm really into.
Yeah.
But the Keith Urban one was pretty cool. He does this thing where he puts like a mini stage kind of halfway back, and so at one point in the show, he'll just show up on the backstage and be like really close to all the other people, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
What about you?
I might have a tie. So my very first non-Christian concert was also very impactful, and I think one of the reasons that they can be, although I guess you weren't really
Florence and the
familiar.
Machine.
Oh,
why am I
you're
saying
right.
Florence the Hendersons? That doesn't make any sense.
Because of Harry and the Hendersons TV show? I don't know.
Sorry. That was the most
I'm
like
keeping this in.
burst laugh.
That's okay. I can normalize the audio levels, but I never do because I think it's hilarious.
Oh my god. And I interrupted you.
Well, welcome to us. The very first one probably was my favorite. And it was because I was dying to see Incubus. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that was the show that Breaking Benjamin was at too. But basically, like, the lineup before Incubus was like one of my favorite lineups ever. And then Incubus. You still laughing at yourself? But it's tied with when I got to go see 9 Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age. Because that was a really good show.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, the effects were great. The music was great. The drummer for Queens of the Stone Age literally looked like he was physically on fire, like with the lighting and the movement and everything. It was so fun. That was also like one of my favorite stories because, you know, I wore jeans with chains on them, and I guess that's sometimes considered potentially a weapon. And that didn't cross my brain. I just put on my cool pants for the concert, and we walked a lot to get to wherever it was.
Venue.
Yeah, I think it was where the Blues play, Enterprise Center. And we had walked all the way up there, and the show was getting ready to start, and we were going through security, and they're like, "You can't have the chains. You can either throw them away or take them back to your car." And I was like, if I go back to my car, I'm going to miss some of the show. And so I was just like, here, I'm sacrificing my chains for the great Trent Reznor. I can't. That's a hard. I'm sacrificing my chains for the great Trent Reznor. There we go. So it was worth it. It was a good show.
Hashtag worth it.
Hashtag worth it. And they were still cool pants even without the chains. I got caught less on things.
Oh boy.
Well, I think that should about wrap it up.
Yeah. Go visit our website. Follow the links to our social medias. We've really gotten up and running with Instagram and TikTok. So hop on there, give us a follow, give us a like.
Yep. WorkingMomsWine.com. The links are all on there. Our sister got our logo up for us finally. Yeah. Thank you, Carissa. So go check it out. You can always check us out on Patreon too. If you don't like the options on Patreon and you just want to support us in a different way, cool. Share us out. Exposure is great right now. So thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.